All right. So, hi. Um, is this thing even on? Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. I am having a renowned and renewed um, respect for YouTubers because in all the years I have watched this thing, and I know there's a ton of tutorials and videos about how to become a YouTuber, which is not my goal. I'm just trying to start a new hobby and learn something new in this season of discovery. But they all say one thing: editing is hard. Editing takes a lot of time. I've heard them say it. Editing is tedious. You should hire an editor when you get to a certain point. And I'm like, yeah. These girls, we watch the videos, and honestly, you get a finished product and you don't have a healthy appreciation for what it takes, especially someone who has absolutely zero qualifications to do this. And yesterday I caught myself going, let me play around with this editing stuff. I've heard the kids talk about CapCut. Let me download CapCut. The kids, God, I sound like a grandma. Um, let me download the app. Let me throw some stuff in there. Let me see. I mean, I've done a reel in IG. How hard could it be? It's hard. It's hard. And I've done some hard things in my life. I have challenged myself quite a bit. I'm not a stranger to challenge. But bruh, editing? Anyway, I'm in a season of learning and not complaining. But I just had to start with that. Like, look, the more you guys tell people to pick up the camera, record, it doesn't have to be fancy, which I agree with all that. You don't need a whole lot to do this. Um, Please also emphasize that you will spend hours at your desk snipping tiny bits of videos because you said the wrong thing, you repeated yourself, you didn't realize how much you say till you started recording yourself. I used to be like, yeah, people that say all the time. You know how many corporate presentations I've made? I did not realize was a thing in my vocab till this. So this is just to have a healthy appreciation for YouTubers who consistently give you quality content that exceed anything beyond 2 minutes. Honestly, because I haven't done anything beyond six, and I'm here going, bruh. I don't know how we gonna do this, but we're here for the challenge, And editing is hard. So that's number one. Number two is change. Change is such an interesting thing. And don't pay too close attention to my nails. I need to go see Anna. I'm due for my nails. Um, but anyway, change. I'm easily distracted. You will catch that. Change is also very hard. I got here knowing at least, I want to say, whew, at least 4 years ago, I knew something had to shift. I bought this guy well over a year ago. Had no idea what I was going to do with him. I just know, again, I'm an avid YouTube watcher. I had seen people on the tube talking about this tiny little gadget that swivels and follows you and all this other stuff. And I was like, ooh, that looks cool. And I think it was one of the holidays. It might have been Memorial Day. It might have been President's Day. I don't know. I could go look. I don't feel like going through my email to find receipts, but it was sometime last year, early last year. While again, I had no business doing videos. I didn't even have the time. I was knee deep in corporate work. I was knee deep in running a team, a global team, And I was like, this looks cute. Let me buy it. And it sat in the box for months, months. And it wasn't until the tail end of last year when things started to unravel in my life that I even remembered I had a camera. That I was like, oh, there's this camera thing, you know? Sorry, I drink a lot of tea. I was like, there's this camera. Let me go, let me go open it and see how to use it. And I opened it and I tried to use it once. I forget what trip I was on because I have really supportive people around me. That's part of what's pushing me to do this. There are people around me who are like, go shy, because we know you. You will sit in your head and live and create a whole cave and reason and go, you know? So, and I want to thank those people so much. But one of those people, my really good girlfriend, she's been saying to me, you take these trips, take this damn thing with you, you know, and use it. And I just, you know, the funny thing, I travel quite frequently, I would say, and more recently internationally. And I don't have a problem bringing out my phone internationally. Because here's my logic: when I'm outside the country, I'm like, I don't know these people. You don't know me, I don't know you. The chances I'll be back here again at the exact time that you're here is slim. And I'm someone who, we'll talk about that later. I've traveled solo quite a bit because I knew I wanted to travel. I haven't always had a companion to travel with. And in the past, when I did girlfriend's trip and group trip, it didn't always go well. No one talks about that. You guys like to be on social media talking about, oh, the girlfriend trip, the trip that left the group chat. I don't know why I'm using that voice, but you know what I mean. You seen the thing. This is the trip that left the group chat. This is which I live for it. I cheer the girls. I am all about, yeah, let's get out the group chat. Let's see the world. But I did some of those trips in my past life, of course, with the wrong group of people. And I came back traumatized. I came back very traumatized and didn't know if I would even ever travel again. So when I decided to start traveling, I said, let me do this myself. And so I've done solo travel before solo travel started trending. And what I learned from solo travel, why I'm an advocate for solo travel, is it just it teaches you so much about yourself. It is such a enriching and rewarding experience for me because it was one of the few times in my life I could truly be selfish. I could just indulge myself. As in, do you know what it's like to be like, I'm gonna block a time, book a place, go there. And some of you who are type A, want an agenda, you want to go on a trip and have a fully laid out plan. I don't do that. Because again, you probably notice a theme with me. I'm one who struggles to just free flow. So I try to find places where I can do that. And travel and vacation became that for me. So I'll book a hotel that I know is up to the standards of my enjoyment. I would find a flight that I can afford. I will get there and I'll figure it out. And being a party of one, what makes that so advisable is oftentimes I have never ever booked anything, whether it be an excursion, a zip line, a bungee jump, a dive. I've never booked any of those things, and yes, I have done those things. We'll talk about that later. Um, as a party of one, and they said, "Oh, we don't have space for you." They're always like, "Yeah, come through. One, sure." And when you get there, there's always people who, even if they're pairs and families, because people are traveling, they tend to be more friendly. I mean, if you're not an asshole or just and not friendly, not overtly friendly because your safety matters too. There's a balance. Because I can hear my mom's voice and she's probably watching this going, Shay, you shouldn't talk to everybody when you. I'm not saying go out in the streets and make friends with everyone, but you do have to be open for people to approach you. And when you do it that way, the world just opens up to you. You meet the most interesting people. You have the most fascinating conversations. You learn so much about the world. And you just come back to your life with more appreciation, more fullness, more energy, right? To keep going. Because let's be honest, day-to-day life can be very monotonous. And you have to create those pockets of adventure and exploration, especially as an adult. It gets harder. Kids get it in so many places. Adults, you have to literally intentionally create it, or you could just live a life that's just like watching paint dry. And I can't do that. So anyway, how did we get? I was trying to say change. So change is difficult. This is change for me, and the whole point of making this was just to not out anyone who's doing it, anyone who's getting up and learning something new that's difficult, editing, anyone who's putting themselves out there. Because let me tell you, doing this, it feels like climbing to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Name any tall sculpture you have where you're located that the whole world can see, and pulling your pants down and be like, everybody look at my ass. That's what this feels like to me. It's just like, it's so exposing, it's so vulnerable, it's so uncomfortable. But even in me saying that, it feels right. It feels like this is the thing I'm supposed to learn right now. So that's why I keep doing it. It feels fulfilling. So I never understood that when people would be like, "Oh, I recorded the video for me and I enjoyed it and I didn't care if I got like 2 views or 3 views." And I'd be like, "Ain't YouTube a hustle? How you don't care if you got 2 views or 3 views, girl?" I get it now, and I don't, and I'm learning. Like I probably got like 2 views because of the last video because I just figured out that I forgot to write a description in the description box, and I don't. I'm learning, but this was just to not out YouTubers who record and edit long form videos. Just people who do that for a living. It's impressive. Hats off to you. Say change is difficult, but do it. Do it. Because on the other side of it is a version of you that you need to meet. And they are patiently waiting. Well, mine was patiently waiting and then just started becoming pissed off and like quite literally slapping me across the face. So, on the other side of change is a version of you that needs to come out, not just for you, but for the people around you to see, to also grant them permission, because this, I'll keep saying, this is not a unique experience. And the more of us who do this, the more it gets normalized to, have your ass out for the whole world to see. Anyway, I gotta go. Yeah, have a nice day. Bye.